Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Nice deep inhalation and a nice deep exhalation. Letting go of any tension, any tightness. And do that 3 or 4 times on your own. And with each exhalation, just very gently let go of any tension you might notice. Carry a lot in our shoulders, our face, our eyebrows, our back. A couple more breaths. And then gently allow your breathing to come back to its normal rhythm. Soft and easy. Let's take a moment to just scan through a few sections of our body, starting at the top of the head, releasing any tightness, bringing your awareness down to the forehead, right above the eyebrows, relaxing the forehead, noticing the muscles around the eyebrows, around the eyes, letting go of any tension you might be carrying there. Bringing your attention down to the jaws, the upper cheekbones, relaxing the muscles. And even though your mouth's closed, let your teeth separate. And then bring your awareness around to the back of the head, letting go of any tension in the muscles in the back of the head. And taking that relaxation down to the back of the neck, softening the muscles, relaxing the muscles on the sides of the neck and around the throat. And let your shoulders fall down and away from the ears. Take that relaxation down to the upper arms, the forearms, and the hands. Bring your awareness to the upper back, relaxing the muscles between the shoulder blades, around the shoulder blades. And letting that release of tension flow down to the middle back, the lower back, all the way down into the hips, muscles in the thighs, the lower legs, all the way down into the ankles and the feet. Today we'll be reading from the Big Book, page 67, and we'll be reading through 68. Notice that the word fear is bracketed alongside the difficulties with Mr. Brown, Mrs. Jones, the employer, and the wife. This short word somehow touches about every aspect of our lives. It was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our existence was shot through with it. It set in motion trains of circumstances which brought us misfortune we felt we didn't deserve. But did not we ourselves set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classified with stealing. It seems to cause more trouble. We reviewed our fears thoroughly. We put them on paper, even though we had no resentment in connection with them. We asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Self-reliance was good as far as it went, but it didn't go far enough. Some of us once had great self-confidence, but it didn't fully solve the fear problem or any other. When it made us cocky, it was worse. Perhaps there is a better way. We think so. For we are now on a different basis, the basis of trusting and relying upon God. We trust infinite God rather than our finite selves. We are in the world to play the role He assigns, just to the extent that we do as we think He would have us and humbly rely on Him. Does He enable us to match calamity with serenity? And that last section is really the area I want to focus on. It says, for we're now on a different basis, the basis of trusting and relying upon God. And I'd like to use for our mantra, our focal point, I'll trust you today. I will trust you today. I'll trust infinite God rather than my finite self. I found that my way doesn't work. And when I trust God, I find that my fears diminish. I will trust you today. I trust you today. Fears continued to crop up for me for a long time. And it wasn't until I came back to this section, read that portion that we just read, realized that I was still trying to run the show. I wasn't trusting and relying upon a power greater than myself. And please don't let any prejudice you might have about what that higher power looks like deter you from participating in this. I'll trust you today. I will trust you today. Repeating it to yourself as I repeat it aloud. I will trust you today. I'd had these conversations about my fears with my sponsor. And he would ask me, how are things today, Don? Are the bills paid? Yes, they are. Is your family healthy? Yes. He said, so just for today, everything's okay. I will trust you today. I will trust you today. He also pointed out that I had a lot of evidence in my life that God had taken care of me up until today. And that was very true. I have a lot of evidence. And so just for today, I will trust and rely upon a power greater than myself. Try to put myself into a position to play the role that He assigns. Do as I think He would have me do. Rely on Him, that I might be able to match calamity with serenity. I will trust you today. I will trust you today. Out of all that inventory in those meetings with Ron, I was able to come up with my own fear prayer, which basically says, God, I'm afraid of not having enough money to pay the bills, the health of my family, whatever it was. But I have evidence that you've taken care of me up until today. And just for today, I trust that you'll continue to take care of me. I will trust you today. I will trust you today. I will trust you today. And if you're having a hard time following along or getting carried away by a thought, a distraction of some sort, that's okay. It's normal, it happens. Just when you notice, very gently, without any judgment, come back to our focal point. I will trust you today. 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 Sometimes in the beginning, I found that I would say that fear prayer for myself. And within a short time, the fear would come back, and I would say that prayer again. And I would only have to say it 2, 3, maybe 4 times at most. Catch the fear, acknowledge that God has taken care of me up until today, and then affirm that I would trust Him just for today, and that He would take care of me with this particular fear. And it would go away. And fear stopped ruling my life at that point. Although it does come back, it doesn't rule my life like it once did. I will trust you today. God, I have evidence that you've taken care of me up until today. And just for today, I will trust that you'll continue to take care of me. I will trust you today. 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 I'll trust infinite God rather than my finite self. I'll be in this world to play the role that He assigns. I'll do what I can, as best I can, to do the things that I think He would have me do, humbly relying upon Him, that I might be able to enable myself to match calamity with serenity. I will trust you today. I will trust you today. I'll trust you in this moment, and in this moment, and in this. I will trust you today. As we begin to prepare to bring this meditation to a close, consider how you might carry that thought with you throughout the day, moment by moment. I will trust you today. And let's gently begin to bring some movement back into our fingers and our toes. And when you're ready, and at your own pace, allow your eyes to open, bring your awareness and attention back to the room.